Hi, my name is Stephanie Romero, and I'm a senior at Rockyriver Highschool, and I will be interviewing Berenice Vazquez. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am 23 years old. I currently attend JCSU, and I'm a double major in biology and chemistry.
Okay, good. I have a little bit of questions about cloning, okay? And how do you feel about cloning? And not just human cloning, therapeutic cloning, reproductive, and animal cloning. And maybe you know more than I do, so could you tell us more about all those three types of cloning?
So reproductive and therapeutic and animal cloning is a very touchy subject just because not only are you taking somatic cells or just skin cells, whatever you need, but potentially you would be making a double of this. And I mean, I think that in the science community it's always been a struggle, but I do think it's a positive thing that we can continue to research. So I do believe that there will be a positive outcome in the future.
Okay, and do you think that it will be legalized in some years?
I think that's a very tough question. I mean, we need to continue to do research because what you're doing is you're taking a somatic cell, which is all reproductive cells, and you're making an exact clone. And to be able to get that right with today's technology, I think that's really hard to do. But with the investments that we're making and with the people that we have studying behind it, I think that in a couple, maybe not necessarily a couple years, but I do see in the future, like I said, a positive outcome.
Okay, and now that you know the society, how it is now, and people being indifferent about it and just really don't care about anything, how do you feel about that? How would this benefit our society when they really don't have an opinion towards it?
I think what our society doesn't understand is, what exactly we're doing. I mean, many people are not informed, and what we could potentially do is save people's lives at the end of the day. Let's just say someone needed new skin cells that their body is not producing enough. What we could do is we can clone these skin cells to help the body reproduce, new skin that could potentially help save people's lives. Not only their skin, but we're talking about organs and, therapeutic cloning as well.
And now our society is very getting attacked much of cancer. That's been a good, amount of death that's been occurring now. And what would be a negative effect in, cloning cells? I mean,
the negative effects that we have here is that, let's say that the DNA is not translated and copied correctly. It could be a bad outcome. I mean, we never know what we could get, especially with dealing with such specific and very complex organisms and cells. So it just, it's very hard to tell because you never know what could happen.
Could you give us more in details how this process will work if it were to be legalized?
What we would do is we would be taking a somatic cell, which is a reproductive cell, and we were taking a human cell, what we would be copying, and it would go through the process of fusion, so they would come together, replicate, and potentially have the result of the organism that you're trying to be cloning, and the organism can then further develop, and it's just hard because we never know if like I said, the DNA was copied correctly. It's just a matter of development, and if the experiment and the research and everything was done correctly. It's just very, very hard to tell.
Yeah, exactly. And just one last question. Do you feel like this is, should be legalized? I mean, in your opinion. I mean, many people have different opinions, but in my opinion, I feel like it should be. It's positive. It's something beneficial to our society. Technology, it's tremendous now. It's 2015. Imagine 2020. Mm-hmm. I mean, what would you feel about that?
The current technology that we have today, we still need to work on. I mean, it's not as efficient as it should be as far as this specific topic. I mean, I do believe that it should be legalized just because not only could we potentially be saving people's lives, but we would be going beyond the science community, that beyond what we could possibly do. But like I said, we've done the dolly sheep that's been already cloned, mm-hmm. and that was a positive outcome. But like I said, we're dealing with very complex organisms here, so it's always unpredictable. But I do think if we continue to further investigate and further experiment and have so much research, that we could definitely go somewhere in the future.
And also for the dolly sheep you mentioned, it took 277 attempts to mm-hmm. even clone the sheep.
Correct. You're correct.
So imagine our own cells, human cells. It would take years.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a long time period before we can reach success, but this is the point. That's the point. We need to continue to experiment and work with these cells because it's not an easy step, but it's something that we can make it happen. I mean, we've done so much before in the science community, and as long as we keep trying, I mean, at some point there's going to be success.
Okay, thank you, Berenice Vazquez, and thank you for all. Just comment and subscribe for this video, and thank you.